OIl, well, it's been around about a month since little man here has been on the Prime100 Pea and Hemp Oil roll. Now, why we tried it with little man is because he actually has seasonal allergies, and this roll is especially for that. Now, when this roll first came out, people were feeling a little bit uncomfortable about it, and I can understand why. And the reason why is that there's no meat in here whatsoever. So technically, yes, it would be a vegetarian diet. Now, Prime100 did not put this roll out to intend to feed vegetarian dogs. It had a very specific purpose, as I just mentioned. It's a very fast and effective way to figure out if your dog actually has any meat protein issues. So, how did we go? Well, we already knew that Little was more seasonal in his allergies. But what I wanted to know was, because he's had so many different proteins over his life, he didn't really have too many novel options to go with for an elimination diet. If we use this, could we actually see if he reacted more so when we introduced the foods back? And so what we found out over the period of the month of using this is we didn't actually see a reduction of his allergies because, as suspected, he is a seasonal allergic dog, which means that he is allergic to environmental factors. Also, really good diet can really help the immune system cope with these stresses. At this stage, we don't know how nutrition can cure those kind of things. My gut, and I think science as well, will tell you that it's all to do with the digestive tract, and in time we'll learn more about that. But for now, we have to kind of deal with seeing if things are environmental or whether they're actually food. So after the month that little man had been on this, I started introducing one food back at a time to see if he would have any more itchy episodes than normal when we started introducing meat back. And we did actually see a couple of instances where he started rubbing his mouth quite a lot on the bedding right after he had had dinner. Now that's a very typical response for a dog that has an intolerance or an allergy towards a food that they've eaten. And because we had had no meat proteins before, we knew that when we were adding these new meat proteins, that any new behavior that we would see would pretty much be on point. Now, we didn't just test it once. I went back a few times and tested the same thing. So we have some more information in our toolbox now when helping little man cope with his allergies. So I'm definitely on board with this roll. I think it's a great idea. So many dogs these days have intolerances, not necessarily allergies, but intolerances to meat proteins. So using a product like this short term, I think will work quite well. But also, even if you think it's more so environmental allergies that you're dealing with, like we did, we actually got some great information back when we started to reintroduce some foods back into his diet after he'd been off meat proteins for a month. Where to find this? Head along to the Prime100 website, which I think is prime100.com.au. You'll be able to click on the where to buy section. You can also phone the pet shop before you go in to make sure that they do have this available. You'll typically find this at vets, pet stock, pet barn, places like that, but just touch base with them first just to make sure that they do have it in, because it is a fairly new product, so that means that it's going to be quite popular for the time being. Prime100 also okay and do recommend adding this product to your existing diets. So it doesn't have to just be an elimination diet. So if you want some really healthy anti-inflammatory type plant matter to add to maybe your fresh food fed dogs or to your kibble, this is certainly something that you can do as well. One thing that I did notice, which was really awesome for little man who can just look at food and put on weight, is that he could actually eat a bit of this without putting weight on. So it wasn't super energy dense that he was going to put weight on straight away. So he did enjoy having the extra volume of food available as well. If you have any product questions, please refer them on to prime100.com.au, or you can find them on Facebook too, Prime100 Australia, I think it is. But my feedback has been positive. We didn't see anything negative during our month-long trial on this product. His stools were still fine, his energy was still fine. he was just the normal little man that he normally is, and now he's back on meat. He's back on his fresh food diet, and he's still getting this in with his fresh food diet as well. Alright guys, if you have any questions for me and my experience with it, pop them below, but as I said, any product inquiries, send those along directly to Prime100. Thanks for watching guys.